to move, and that's where ideally, like, there is a way that you can say key, get key. I don't know how that works. Keys, keypad or something like that, right? Key name, keypad. There is something about keys, but you know, that's kind of like too fancy for me, because in reality if I just press up, I see the 65 and 66. So that's literally what I want, right? So I can do so 65 is up in theory, up, and 66 is down. So there is some system that you can get a key and then there is like key up or something like that, you know. And maybe this key up is exactly, it's the same number and I'll have to hard code it. But I think you need to go through another function. Don't ask me why. Let's try this. Let's try in our debug to say key up, and key down. Now let's see what happens. Yeah, see, these numbers are not really the same. I think you need to go through some function that then helps you deal with this, but to be honest, up is 65, and so maybe it doesn't work everywhere, but it works on my machine. So for now, let's just do this. So now, if you're up, we can just do the current -1 because we're going up and 0 is at the top, and plus equals 1. So let's see if this works. So I can go up and I can go down. Let's see. And of course I can get out of bounds, and you know, so we probably need to clamp this, but it's working, right? So like we have like now an interactive way of actually navigating this basically terminal interface, which is cool, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. But so what? Keypad. Okay, let's make this bigger for the stream, not because I'm blind. This is my favorite. It enables the rendering of function keys, arrow keys. Okay, almost every interactive function of this. Arrow keys are a major part of my. Do keypad standard screen true to enable this feature for a regular screen. You'll learn more about the making. Yeah, but then what? Can I read it just as with these macros? With the get character. Okay, yeah, let's give it a try. So you're saying that if I just do this, and it's kind of like an initialization function, so I imagine I should put it here. And this is true. Is this, it's gonna find this? Yes, okay. So what? Now instead of 65 I can do key up and key down. Let's try. Yeah, okay. And now it's 258. You see that the numbers change? I lost the cursor too far. There it is. Okay, cool, yeah. Thank you, Pierre. That's cool. And the Q still works? Yes, okay. So it seems like the letters are still in the same range than before. Okay, that's cool. So I guess we can just get rid of it. Right? One question I have is like, should we make it so W and S also move? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure, like I don't use this kind of fancy UIs, to be honest. But maybe that's kind of like common. Yeah, exactly. So if the get thing, okay, let's try. Let me explain it again. Look, let's try. No, good question, Pierre, because I'm also not super clear. So let's get a little bit deeper. Because I thought it was blocking, but before I tried something and it seemed like it didn't, right? So let's give it a try. Okay. So basically, theory is we start at 0. Okay, yeah, theory is stupid because I don't increase it, so for fuck's sake. Okay, so now, theory. Every time we go through the loop, we increase this, right? So if this is not blocking, the loop just keeps going. So we should see on the debug panel at the bottom, the number go up. If this is blocking, we shouldn't see it go up. So let's see what happens. Exactly, so 1 is 1. If I press a key, like to move the cursor, it goes to 2, it goes to 3. So every time I tap something, the loop basically loops one time, because this guy here, it's blocking. So yes, so exactly. The UI can't render again until you press the keyboard. Yes, so in this scenario, it doesn't matter, right? Because I don't need to render anything dynamically. Like, it's like if I was, for example, making, you know, the snake game in the console, then I want to do things that like render live, and I don't want to block the UI. But for what, right? Because for this case, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to update anything like live. So I actually prefer this, because actually, like, I don't burn CPU just, you know, just rendering things here for nothing, right? It seems like window resizing. See, like window resizing sends some event, and I think that's what confused me before. Window resizing sends some event, and it actually returns some crap here. See? Which I guess is this -1. So yeah. It's like it doesn't return any valid character or something, but it basically does a signal interrupt, I imagine, into the process, and it unblocks this. Yeah. So again, I don't think we need to change the mode to, like, there is some change, like you can actually do timeout or some crap like that. Yeah, so if you do timeout -1, I think you set it in interactive mode. No? Okay. Timeout -1 means blocking. Timeout 0 means fully interactive mode. Yeah, exactly, see? But see how much cycles are we burning? It doesn't make sense. Like, it's not really what I want. And I think if you do timeout, I think this is like, do we know? Like, this is documentation, so like, what is this? Like 5, this is not seconds, this, for example, I guess it's my milliseconds. Yeah, see? So every half a second, bam, bam, bam. So it's blocking. So with this timeout, you make the get char blocking with a timeout, right? But again, we don't really need this, because I really don't need to, you know, I really don't need to loop so often. I just need to loop when the user does something. So cool. But that's a good exploration. Thank you for that. It's not that hard, right? So we want, it's just confusing. So we want to use max. So it's the max between the min and 0. And now the min, it should be the current and the tasks count, right? -1, I guess, because we started at 0. That should clamp it. Yeah, I'm trying to go up and it doesn't. I'm trying to go down and it doesn't. Okay, okay. So we have clamping. Okie dokie. That's cool. I guess the next step is to show kind of like the status of the task, right? So for that, I'm gonna do another file, and I'm just making fast, you know, because I'm on the stream, because in reality, you know, I don't do that. Let's say models. Okay, so what do I need? So I make a task. I'm gonna call it to do because it's gonna be confusing with async stuff. So let's say completed, and it starts. Well, let's say it like I don't care how it starts. And like like it's not a message, like the text of the to do. Okay. So now instead of having this, we can have to do, which is completed false, and the text is this, and oops, yeah, it doesn't work, and it doesn't work either. Okay, just some formatting. Okay, so we have tasks now, and with this now we have some status that we can actually change. So yeah, this task it's actually task text, but I don't want that. I want the text here, and I want to put the interpolation here. So I'm planning. I basically want to make it example, right? So I want to make it look like this, except I don't want the starting thing. So basically, it should be this and the task. Okay. Okay. But now, if we say this is true. This is true, we need to put something here, right? So we need to do like this, and we need to say task completed. If it's completed, we are gonna put an X, and if it's not, we're gonna put a space, and that should be it. Okay, there you go. There you go. So now the next thing is to actually change the status from completed to not completed. And what's like, what do you want? Enter or space? Enter is 10. Is there a key enter and key space? There is even backspace, that's cool. Enter, I guess. Okay, let's use that then. Let's use that. Both enter and tab. I and tab and space. I guess we can do that, yeah. So if key is entered, you go to the tasks, and you go to the current task, and you go to the completed, and you toggle it. It's not mutating. Bar. There you go. And that, my friends, is why structs should always, by default, it's much better to have bars in structs and lets in classes, because the semantics of what mutability wants in the different scenarios. Let me just close this because Stack Overflow, it just makes me sad. So that should work. Let's see. Well, apparently not. Yes, see, if I press enter, the key that I get is 10, but if I put key enter here, it's 300 or something. Key enter is for the numerical keypad. And is there one for the normal one? Yeah, but if you start messing with this, then the new lines are gonna, you're gonna start messing up all stuff. So yeah, I think we're gonna use ASCII, because I want enter. Because later I want to introduce tasks, and if I press enter and it doesn't do the enter that I'm expecting, it's like, get the fuck out. So yeah, okay. So, but what do you think? That if I do this and I use my ASCII hack, It's gonna work. Yeah, it does. That was much faster. Okay, and if I do this, also works, so you can use both 10 and 32, 10 and 32. Okay, that's cool.